Okay, the last thing we need to set up to have all the data going into your marketing dashboard is either going to be a data form within our platform or leveraging our data pixel to collect data from your forms on your current website. So in this first part, I'm going to walk through how to create a data form inside of our system and then embed that on your existing website and show you how those leads flow and the configuration of those data forms. So to get to data forms is you're going to go over to controls, you're going to click on templates, you're going to click on data, and then you're going to click on data forms. So inside data forms, you're going to hit create new data form, and you have the option of name and workspace. Name is just your internal name that you want to reference. I mean, it doesn't have to be, it's just for organization purposes here. And next is workspace. A few things, let me talk about data forms first and what they are. So data forms are the way leads enter our system, not through the APIs. So leads that come in, you can import leads directly to a data form within the CRM through a CSV. You can add one-off leads to a data form in the CRM. You can have leads come in through your external embed forms from that data form. When you embed it on your website, if a lead comes in through there, it's being applied to this data form. So think of data forms as a list, and the collection of those leads are organized by this data form. Workspaces, one thing about data forms is any lead that comes into that data form, if you're using workspaces, inherits that workspace, including when you create cadences or email campaigns or SMS campaigns. They all require you to select a data form, and they inherit the workspace of that data form. So if you come in here and you're not using workspaces, you create a data form, then you go set up your cadences and email campaigns and things like that, and you decide that you want to use workspaces, you can always reapply those data forms to the workspaces, but you may not see certain assets because you're not realizing that it's inheriting the workspace from the data form. So just be conscious of that if you're using workspaces. In this case, I am, so I'm going to go ahead and select Wayne Industries and hit create. So I can get to it by hitting the edit icon here or going directly into the name of the data form. So once I'm in the data form, I have several different options here. I have the ability to add data fields, so first name, last name, whatever fields of your form. You have the ability to control the button text here, and then you also have success URL. So any lead that fills out this data form is going to be redirected somewhere. It could be redirected to a webhook, and you can use the variables from the data fields. I have video training on that. You can send it to a thank you page or another website, wherever you want to send it. Or you don't have to put in anything in the success URL, and they're just presented with, we received your information message, just a default message. In this case, I'm just going to put in schedule callback. Your internal embed tag. So this is a tag that you can use for your funnel imports. If you're using one of our themes, you can actually just select the data form. So this is more for advanced user. And then this is the external embed script. This is what you're going to take and paste into your WordPress or whatever CMS you have in the exact spot you want this form to show up. So as I start building out this form, this is the embed script that you're going to copy and use to send out to or put inside your CMS so it actually shows that form on the exact spot that you want. So let's start building out some data fields. I'm going to hit add data field, and I'm going to put first name. So first name, you have several different options on type, text input, text area, drop down, checkbox, hidden. Hidden fields are great if you are more of an advanced user and you want to build out a robust form system. You can use those hidden variables to pass over values from get variables and post variables, things like that. Also UTM parameters, presets, for email and US states and phone numbers and date. You also have non-input, which are section headers. So if you want to break up your form with different messaging, you can do that. And then you also have single file or multiple files that you can add to your data form. In this case, I'm just going to use a simple text input, hit create. Once you create a field, you can go into that field and you have additional options. So one, you can set the footnote. So if you want something after this to say like, required, or just a better explanation of what that value means or that label means, you can put in your default text. So this is if you're going to hide this for one of your designs, and then it'll show up here. You can also make it required. The next step is the map to. So map to is important. So we have global fields that we use to display in the CRM, such as first name, last name, company name, address, city, state, website. Those are values that we have in our system. That doesn't mean you have to name your data fields exactly the same for it to map. You can name them whatever you want as long as you map them to that global field. So in this case, even though I have it as first name, that will map, but common practice, I'm always going to map the ones that I want to map. Now you may have a lot of fields that don't map, that are not part of our global system. That's okay. It's going to still show up in the lead section. It just won't show up in those designated areas that we have for global fields. So in this case, I'm going to map it to first name. I have everything else I need, so I can hit the back button or I can click here. So now I'm going to add another field. Let's do last name. Select text input. Go ahead and create another one. Email. So email, I do like selecting the preset email address. You don't have to. You can map to it. Just note, if you have multiple fields that are collecting email, only map one of those to your email address. That's the master email that will go on to that record. So just make sure you only map one email address field for your global email field. So I hit create, and then I will add phone, and let's just add company. Oops. And text input. Okay, so now let me go back into these and just quickly update map to, this is going to be last name. Let's go to email. Map to email. Let's do phone. And last one is going to be company. Map to company. Okay, cool. So now that I have this all set up, this is what my form looks like. This form, you can manipulate the design on your own website with CSS, or you can change between our little style builder. This is obviously going to expand. But you have three different options at this point. You have clean card, and then you have clean compact. So these are all responsive. So wherever you put this in on your site, you're going to want to put it in a designated section for the form, right? And it'll be responsive for the section that you put it in. I like the clean card, but you can choose whatever you want. And then in addition to that, you can pick out whatever color you want for your button or for the theme itself. So once you do that, it'll change the color, and that's a little brown for me, and there we go. So at this point, you're good to go. You can take this copy and you're going to go and put it onto an external website, and again, it's wherever you want to put it. If you want to put it in a certain div, you can do that. Put it in your footer. You can put it wherever you want, but it will actually show up where you put that. So no matter where you put it on your site, it's not like an embed script that will float the form somewhere with a button. What you're seeing right here, wherever you put this embed script, this is what's going to show up. And so once they fill out this information, they actually go into your CRM, you get a notification. It also assigns them to this workspace. If you're using workspaces, of course, they're assigned to this data form to where then you can go and set up additional stuff to market to those leads.